Guys, I'm going to do some videos about some certain guitars, and the first one is going to be the Parker Fly. Now, the Parker Fly is a really interesting guitar because it is made of wood. This one is actually mahogany body, mahogany neck, and covered in carbon fiber, and so basically like an M&M, it's candy coated. In other words, it makes it really hard and rigid. Super thin as a guitar, super light. This one weighing about 4 pounds. It does have a battery, but the battery is only for the acoustic piezo pickup. Just like an acoustic guitar needs a battery to activate the piezo system to make it louder, this one does as well. So it works without the battery, you just don't get an acoustic anymore. So you have your electric guitar sound, and then you get your acoustic sound. So, why do I like this guitar? Well, instead of talking about it, I'm going to demonstrate all of its uses to me. So, I'm going to use a looper, a overdrive pedal, and a micro-vibe pedal, and that's pretty much it, and a delay maybe. And I'm going to layer some stuff real quick using all the things I can come up with this guitar. And so to show you how versatile this guitar is over all the other guitars I own, and that's why I use it. Start with an acoustic. We're going to start with an acoustic in acoustic mode using a 3-chord pattern. Here we go. Ready? Okay, so now we have a 3-chord acoustic pattern, right? So now what we're going to do is we're going to switch to the electric side, electric guitar from the acoustic, go to the neck pickup and turn that tone knob all the way to 0. And we're going to mimic a bass. And here we go. And here's the bass. Okay, so now I'm going to go to the bridge position. Turn that tone knob forward, coil tap, now we get a strat. So we're going to do a strat, we're going to use a univibe. Okay, and let's add that strat onto this mix. And here's our strat. Okay, and last what we're going to do is we're going to actually blend it. So it's acoustic and electric, and we're going to go to the middle so all 3 pickups, the acoustic and the 2 magnetics, are working. So we get a very percussive sound. And I'm using my pick and mute the strings to get a percussive sound and add some percussion to this loop. Here we go, ready? Okay, so now, all I'm going to add now is we're going to go to the neck pickup and humbucker mode only, right? So we're just going to use the neck, kind of like a Les Paul. Hit the overdrive and a little delay to get this kind of like... And we might use a wah. So now I have some music to play on top of. I'm going to go ahead and play the loop and lead on top of it. Here it goes. So now you've seen how basically we've created a song, a concept of a song at least, with just this one guitar. So essentially I get every sound with one guitar. So the question is, do you need a Parker? Well, let's talk about that for a second. Oh, so I started selling Parkers in 2005. In 2005, they were $2,100 retail, or street, is what we call them. Street is a term for retail, which is pretty expensive. Then they went to 32, and now they're at 42. At 42, I haven't ever sold any as a dealer. We stopped we're still a dealer. We just sell the imports now because no one can afford $4,000 for these things. What's good news is, though, used, they don't fetch very much. Now, comparatively speaking, they're still about $2,000, although you can find them for as low as $1,000. I bought one for, I want to say $1,100 a couple months ago. That's the gold one. Now, it was in really good shape. You tend to find them in that price range with more chips. But the cool thing about Parkers, which is why I feel cool owning a Parker, is that very few people know what they are or even know if they need one or want one. Some people really hate the horn because it kind of stabs you in the chest. Some people hate that they feel like air. This one's, like I said, about 4 pounds. It weighs nothing. Some people, there's better things to spend your money into. Vintage guitars, a Les Paul or old Fender would be worth more than a Parker for sure one day. But what's funny to me is the biggest misconception I get is that they're thin, which is funny because, like I said, if I go to the neck pickup on the overdrive on this, no delay, right? To me, that doesn't sound much different than my Les Paul. Different, but not really. Definitely a cool guitar. Like I said, it's not for everybody. But what I do think is this. Eventually, I don't know if they'll go up or go down in the future. No one really knows. But if you're interested in one, it seems like a good time to buy them. You can find one used. You seem to be finding deals on them. So there is Night Flies. There's so many versions of these. That's the other thing that makes it confusing for people too. There's Night Flies. There's Deluxe Flies. There's Classic Flies. There's Mojo. The other one I own is called a Deluxe Fly. A Mojo generally means it's mahogany. The other ones are other type of woods. What I can tell you is this. What you're looking for is this neck joint. A real Parker, not saying that a Night Fly and all those are not real Parker, but the real conceptual concept of the Fly is really easy. It's the thinnest at the neck. In other words, where the neck meets body is the thinnest point in the guitar. So that's the big thing. The bolt-on obviously has to be thicker because it's bolted on. So although all those are notably really good too. But the piezo system seems to be really... The other thing I get all the time is that the piezo sounds thin. Not about my Parker, but about people talking about Parker says that the piezo doesn't sound like a real acoustic. I totally agree. It's not supposed to. This is like a Swiss Army knife. You can't do everything with it, but you can do a lot with it. The trick for me is, so as I use compression. So here's without compression. With compression. Just seems to fill up this guitar. I wouldn't usually normally use compression on a regular acoustic, but on this acoustic, without it, I don't know if you'll be able to hear that through the camera because of the way it changes, but I promise you the compression is making it sound fuller in the room. So, I hope that helps. All right, this is the first guitar in the review of Phil McKnight's Guitars. Thanks for your time. Know your gear.